Trained gunman defeats AskMatt. Coming up next on the show. Welcome to the Matt Logan Show. I sent you this video, Craig. This is an old video. Now, full disclosure, I got an email and people were like, they saw an episode, Gun Saves Lives, and we got into a whole bunch of stuff about guns, and I am a supporter of the Second Amendment. I really believe in it. I know you are as well. Not to put words in your mouth, but you already said it before. Correct. But so the thing is with this, I came across this basically a couple weeks after getting the email saying that guns are the problem. It has nothing to do with the people. It has nothing to do with anything other than the guns are bad, right? Essentially, in a nutshell. And so I came across this video. I'm like, let's talk about it. Yeah. So I started looking into it a whole lot more. And axe attack, like this guy. Let's actually play the video. I believe that we'll have audio here, but let's play the video. Go ahead and, yeah, we have that on screen, so.
All right, you can take a picture and send it to me.
The guy pulls up, jumps out of his car. Now they pause it right here for graphic content.
Base, I just been attacked. I just shots fired. Shots fired. Don't move. Don't move. Shots fired! Shots fired!
Another angle here. Tries to put the car in park or something here, but he doesn't do it. So shuts the door, does it again, fumbles around, jumps out. Boom, there's his axe. Let's keep the split screen. I'm going to pause this because we've already seen that. It's just a different angle, but you know, you can see the axe here in his hand. Some might call it a hatchet. I mean, I don't know. What's the difference, I guess? An axe is an axe. One's bigger than another, I guess. But that will definitely end your life in a hurry.
Yeah.
So I was reading comments and some saying suicide by cop, and this is, you know, going through some different things. Look, guns aren't the problem. This is proof. Oh, but this isn't an isolated incident. Just a couple of months ago, man wielding an axe was critically injured when a Duval County School police officer shot him after trying to get inside of Ruth Upson Elementary School. And so if you look, this axe attack happens all the time. So I'm going to let you share your personal story on this one.
Well, I was just looking up the date of it. We're outside of Rochester here, Rochester, Minnesota. And back in July of 22, a few miles from my house, it was on the highway. Rochester police had pulled over a car right at a major highway interchange, and the driver of the car got out and went towards the police wielding a hatchet or an axe, and the police shot and killed that person as well. And the officer was cleared on that. They were found that it was justifiable shooting. So I mean, yeah, it can happen anywhere. Pretty scary, and it's, you know, at that point, people say, and the comments on that were, well, why didn't they shoot him in the leg or the arm or whatever? And it's like, if you've ever had any training on using a gun or lethal force, you shoot to stop. You shoot to eliminate the threat.
Absolutely.
You could shoot somebody in the arm and they can keep coming. You could shoot somebody in the leg and they can keep coming.
It's not like they're 100 yards away running at you and attacking you. They're actually like close. Yeah. And you have not even a second to make the decision. Right. Who dies, essentially, or who is at least wounded critically or seriously, I mean.
When it's you or me, it's a pretty easy decision to make.
Absolutely.
And I've taken the conceal carry class. Yeah. And I believe you can travel 21 feet in a second.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That is
I'm
pretty
a little
quick.
bit faster than that.
I'm a lot slower than that. But that's fast. Yeah. And your momentum is, I mean, there's videos of people being shot multiple times center mass, and they're still going because they're drugged up.
Yeah, and they talk about tasing and all this kind of stuff in comments and Twitter and Facebook, and I read a whole bunch of them just to kind of get. I know that I'm very opinionated. I get that, but in most cases, I form my opinion based off of like learning.
Right.
I look at what other people think. I try to talk to people when I can about, different things. I research it. What does history tell us about this? All that kind of stuff. I rarely form my opinion just based off of how I feel.
Right.
Almost never. And so, I really looked into this, and the bottom line here is that this happens often. A lot more often than we realize. They talked about this happened at a Walmart a few months ago that I saw. A whole bunch of them. I don't have them all pulled up because that'd be just redundant.
Right.
People can go look. We always talk about how, just Google's easy, man.
Very.
And the thing is that people don't want to take that kind of time. They want to just read a headline or whatever. The gun's bad. Yeah, well,
put it on the table. It's not going to do anything.
No, exactly.
It's the person
same
behind
with the
it.
axe. Same
Yep.
with the knife. Same with the hammer. Same with a vehicle.
Yep.
It doesn't do anything it's not instructed to do
It's an
by
inanimate
a
object.
human.
Yes.
Yeah, and I did a whole post on that a while back. Inanimate object doesn't do anything.
No.
And so it's a disingenuous argument. People want to just rile up their team, their base, or whatever you want to quote it as. And it's just a bunch of garbage. And we have to understand that there isn't utopia. There isn't, we're never going to achieve it as people, that people are bad, essentially, that we choose not to do bad. It's easier to do bad most of the time than it is to do good, period. And so it's like, understand that's a choice. And now everybody's going to say, well, Matt, you're a moron because clearly there's mental illness. Okay, well, maybe part of the mental illness is that we don't hold our friends accountable when they're doing stupid stuff. I think part of that is that we're cheering people on way too often when we maybe shouldn't be. Like, oh, I can't afford to get my car fixed, whatever. But you're cheering them on because they decided that they were going to go smoke pot because they were less depressed. You cheer that on, but now they can't fix their car.
Right.
Oh, you see what I'm saying?
Personal responsibility.
We have to hold each other personally accountable. I mean, we really do. We've gotten away from that. Man, my friends we got in some fights, not super bad. But it's like, what do we'd be in each other's faces when we did stupid stuff because it would harm ourselves or someone else.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. And there's obviously...
Not perfectly.
Right, yeah. There's obviously mental illness that isn't being addressed. And I think it comes down to that in most of these situations. Who in their right mind is going to pull over to a police officer that's talking to somebody else and pull a hatchet or an axe out and go after the cop? Like, you are not right in the head to do that.
I have never read one of these stories and investigated in shooting or in an axe attack or in any of these things that you can't find other signs in the past where people have decided not to do anything about it. They have decided that, oh yeah, the Walmart shooting that just fairly recently happened. Tons of people came out and said, he was constantly angry and all these other things. Okay, those are signs.
Yes.
Let's not let it go. Let's not give him an award for showing up to work and being a dink.
Yeah.
Hold people accountable.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I get so tired of people saying it's the gun problem. It is not. It is an evil problem.
Right. And there's evil out there.
There is.
And there's mental illness out there.
Yeah. And there's a lot of ways to combat that, both of them. And by not saying anything certainly is not the way.
And it would be interesting to see if I don't want to call him a victim, but the guy with the axe, it'd be interesting to see if they had applied for a concealed carry permit, which they're in Chicago, I believe. So I don't even think you can have a concealed carry permit.
No.
But it'd be interesting to see if...
Well, I think you can. I think there's been some cases where you can. It's
pretty
really,
rare.
really hard to get it, though.
Right.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if this person had ever applied for a carry permit and to see if the system caught red flags and didn't approve it.
Yeah.
But just a what if.
Right.
It'd be interesting.
Well, I
to see.
guarantee you, this person has a track record for issues.
I would.
Period.
I think it'd be a
This
pretty
isn't
safe
some-
assumption.
This isn't something that you're just driving down the road and, oh, there's a cop, I'm going to attack him with an axe. That's not just a right.
And if you
I
wanted
will
to
say that when you're hating on cops like you are, this is going to be more of a thing, for sure.
Well, and here's a cynical viewpoint, if that's the right word. If he wanted to do harm to the cop, he would have just hit him with his car. So is this a suicide by cop?
Right, and that's what a lot of the comments are, and possibly. But either way,
Yeah. If he was out to
it's not a gun problem.
no, if he was out to hurt the police officer, I think, in my mind, twisting it a little bit, why wouldn't you just hit him with your car?
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Comment, suggestion, snide remarks, AskMatt at MattLoganSpeaks.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. I would also like to ask you to hammer the share, hammer a like, all those other fun things. Craig, I've been amazed. I just talked to a guy today. I had no idea. He said, "Hey, yeah, I listen," and it's just crazy. So it's fun. It's appreciated. I'm not going to put up with anybody's BS, and I think that's what hopefully people partially appreciate. I'll always admit that I'm probably the biggest idiot in the room when I enter, but I guarantee you I won't be on the way out the door. I'm going to learn.
I like that.
I'm going to learn all day long. But hey, let me say this. I don't know who to trust, so I trust God, and I'll research the rest. See you next time.